Hello everyone, welcome to round 7 of the Lotus Challenge Class L Championship of 2023. We are back at RedStar Raceway, but this time in an anti-clockwise direction. One of the things that makes RedStar great is that they run both directions, switching roughly at the half-year point. The weather is sunny, but there's a fair bit of wind that might influence the back straight top end. Enjoy the show.
Wonderful to see so many people involved here for RedStar Raceway. Wesley Maxwell back in action. Fantastic to see from him. Nick Hodgson, unfortunately, with a lot of problems just before the race. In fact, having to miss qualifying due to a gearbox failure, complete failure of the gearbox. But luckily, this is what makes Class L low-cost racing just so fantastic. Everybody willing to jump in and help out when a fellow racer is in some serious trouble. You see about 6 of us jumping in to pull the engine of the car so we can get at the offending gearbox and make the change as required. Andy Fulton there just giving the engine itself a bit of a check over, making sure everything's okay, and of course a conference call just to make sure that we are all aligned as to what we're going to be doing. Nick Hodgson there taking an angle grinder to the new gearbox. Of course it's not a proper race unless an angle grinder is being used at the track, and we even see David Favel making a few percussive adjustments to his car just before race 1. Race 1, Davide on pole position. We have Andy Fulton in second and Wesley Maxwell sitting in third. That makes up the top 3 for the grid. Very exciting to see everybody making it out on track. You can see Nick Hodgson absolutely in the mix there, starting from the back, but making the race. Fantastic effort from everybody, and we're off. Race 1 gets going. One of the Class B's a bit slow off the line, but Class L all about the dicing and getting involved immediately. Everybody absolutely side by side, jostling for position as they go into turn 1. On board with Jean de Toy now, with Andre Duplessis just ahead of him, Nick Hodgson to his left, and on exit of turn 2, looks like Paul Volmer doesn't get a particularly good one, and Jean de Toy goes side by side around the outside of Paul, making up a position with Nick Hodgson challenging on the inside as we go into turn 3, left-handed down a gear, not treating that gearbox very nicely there. Championship points to be made here though, and everybody is absolutely flat out. No time to be nursing gearboxes up to health, and Nick Hodgson is up a position on Paul Volmer. As we see, the pack is absolutely line astern. Andy Fulton leading the way, followed by Davide Favo, and then Miles Downard. Wesley Maxwell back in action in 4th position. We go back on board with Nick Hodgson here, pressuring Jean de Toy now, looking for another position on lap 1, flinging the car through the last corner, looking for a good exit as we see across the line. The leading pack, I should say, comes flying across. All 4 drivers very close together, back with Nick and Jean. Nick trying to go round the outside of turn 1 here, just making it stick, but it gives Jean de Toy the inside line as we see dust being flung up there from Andre Duplessis. Jean makes the pass stick, or regains his position, but that gives him a poor exit onto the long start finish straight. But unfortunately Nick is unable to capitalize on the slipstream as we go down into turn 3. Once again though, Nick Hodgson has the inside line on Jean de Toy and absolutely throws it up the inside, hugging the apex as tight as he possibly can to make sure that overtake is stuck. Andy Fulton is now getting pressured from Miles Downard. All over the back of him is Miles, looking for a win today in race 1. Wesley Maxwell following closely behind, and Davide Favo, of course, in the mix. Back on board now with Nick Hodgson as he looks to pressurize Andre Duplessis, trying to go up the inside of turn 1 this time, making all the effort to do so. And looking behind, we've got Barry Dunford all over the back of Nick Hodgson, battling as well with Jean de Toy. Jean getting very sideways through turn 1. As we look back at our leaders, once again Andy is just maintaining that lead over Miles Downard. Wesley Maxwell just making up the top 3 there. as Jean de Toy is now once again all over the back of Nick Hodgson. Lots of battles going on up and down the field of Class L. It is almost impossible to find yourself not in a battle here. Such is the level of competition. Jean de Toy showing exactly what the slipstream can do for you. Looking up the inside, you see Barry Dunford going into the corner just ahead of Nick and Jean. Nick throwing it around the outside though, getting quite squirrely, manages to make it stick and keep that position for the moment. Going through the twisty section though, unlikely for Jean to find many positions there. Andy now losing out to Miles Downard. Miles managing to make an overtake stick, and all the while Davide Favo looking to make up any places he possibly can with a little mistake here or there. We see Andy Fulton going across the line, looking to try and make a move around the outside of turn 1, lining it up quite nicely there, as we've got Andre Duplessis, Barry Dunford, Nick Hodgson all over the back of Barry, looking to go up the inside here of turn 1. That's going to be a very, very brave move. And as we get towards the end of the race now, looking like Andy may have this one in the bag. Tight racing up and down the field. There's the checkered flag. We're going to see who comes across the line to take the win, and it looks like Davide Favo has managed to grab the win, followed by Andy Fulton and Miles Downrod. What fantastic racing. Unbelievable that Davide managed to clinch that win right at the very end there. Looks like Nick Hodgson isn't going to manage to take Andre Duplessis. Jean de Toy following closely behind. Barry must have had some problem that put him back a couple of spots there, but wonderful racing nonetheless from all these drivers. Guaranteed they had an absolute blast. RedStar Raceway always brings out some incredibly close racing despite the very, very technical nature of the track itself. Of course, we then head into Parc Ferme, where all the cars will be checked over, made sure that everything is absolutely tip-top according to the regulations, and more importantly, a great opportunity for people to discuss the race and let those adrenaline levels calm down a little bit.
I thought I was past. I saw most of
Yeah. So you've driven up the inside of me like quite well, and I was like, "Sheep, that's a good drive." But then suddenly you cut across, and I was like, "That's all right."
Did you not see? Jokes do well.
I saw his back, the back of the car.
Good, nice.
And I was coming in.
One or something. Like a 14-1 or 14-2. Yeah.
That's the benefit of sitting in the
Yeah, from Class B. And you guys?
We both got 36 on the clock. And I don't know what who got a better 36.
It must have been that vortex I created for the two of you.
You see? Fucking back to the pits.
Sorry, Davide, you pipped Andy on the last lap. How did that go?
It was interesting with the new resurfacing. The track got a little bit warmer, car got a little bit more squirrely, but it was good to maintain in the back, and it's RedStar. For me, it's all about making moves on the last lap, unless you've got exorbitant amount of power to pull away from people.
Oh, Miles, how'd that race go?
Yeah, it was good fun. Pretty fast pace at the front. I finished in third. Made a silly mistake that led Andy through, and then the same with Davide. But yeah.
What mistake was that?
With Andy, I just didn't cover the inside properly, so he got past, I think, on the last lap, or second last, anyway. And Davide, I just got some oversteer and he drove up the inside of me.
And were you leading at that point?
I was leading, and then Andy, and then Davide, so...
That's just one of those things,
yeah.
Tight racing.
Yeah.
And lap times wise, you were saying we're going quite fast.
Yeah, pretty fast. I mean, all of us are way under the lap record, but no one quite as quick as Wes.
But it's only by 0.2 or 0.4.
Yeah, 0.3.
Okay. And around RedStar, it's a longer track.
Yeah.
The closeness is not that.
Yeah.
Okay, well done. Good luck for the second race.
Thank you.
So, Team APWS, how did that race go?
Well, Barry pulled me on the line, which wasn't part of the plan. Got a very good start, and it took me a while to get past him. It's not like in the old days when I used to just go past. He made me work for it. And then, yeah, I caught up with the rest of the guys, then ran out of talent in the last corner. You guys all came past me, and then I thought, no, I'll catch him, I'll pass him. But he didn't want to play ball this time.
So the team orders wasn't given?
No, they were, but somebody just didn't follow them. He just like, no, you're not coming past me today. And he ended up beating me.
Well, yes, or this morning or last night on the telephone he said, I'm not going to win the race, but I damn well am going to beat you. And I needed to prove a point.
Well, I must tell you, I struggled to get past you for a while there, and I think I took a pretty cheeky outbreaking move, but I put it next to you, and you gave me the corner. So that was a fair one. And then unfortunately, I think a couple of laps later, or a couple of corners later, I put some stones into your face, which I apologize for. When I went wide.
On purpose.
No, that's what he does. Yeah, in turn 1, he puts the right hand in there and throws me full of stones. John, what are we doing here today?
Nuts and bolts check after the race.
Did you have issues? Is it precautionary?
No, it's precautionary. I've always had this bolt coming out, but the last couple of races it seems to have tightened
Settled
up.
down.
Yeah.
And the race? How'd the race go?
Well, yeah, I started right at the back. Actually had a good race. I almost get up with you. I managed to get past Barry. Paul was in front of me at one stage as well. So yeah, all not bad. Still struggling with a bit of a clutch, but that's not the excuse. The track is just very fast. I thought I was going to qualify very good for race 2, but the 15 is not good enough anymore.
Yeah,
the guys are saying serious times.
13.5s and 13.2s.
Yeah, no, I'm in Masters, so yeah, they must add 3 seconds to mine time.
I need to join you in Masters because I also need that 3 seconds.
Yeah.
But good luck for the second race.
Thanks, Andre.
Bit of a tough day. Times it's not there where you want it yet.
Let's not call it a tough day yet. There's a race left.
That's true.
Hoping to improve it. Battling times down, handling. I just need to figure out what's going on this track this way around. It's all new to me. I know the track well, but going this way around in a car is catching me out.
Is this the first time you've gone this way?
It's the first time I've gone this way in a car. Yeah.
Okay, well then it's actually not so bad.
Times are terrible. Ended at the back. But yeah, we're doing some changes with a little bit of your help, thank you. And hopefully that helps me get into the pack.
How did that race go?
It's been pretty fine, I think. I think I'm out of my mojo a little bit. Need to get back into it. But yeah, I qualified 4th and then I came up to 3rd. And I had made a bit of a mistake down at the dog back at the bottom. And Miles and Andy and Davido got a little bit of a break and got away from me. And then I think the last 2 laps I caught up, did a good lap, and it just wasn't good enough at the end, so that's race 2.
But that is a lap record, I understand.
I'm not sure, I think so, but yes.
I'm pretty sure, I think I saw a 13.2.
Yeah, I think so.
That's 1.8 seconds of the previous lap record. That's ridiculous.
Then that's pretty good.
Alright, well, any changes in the car? Feel well?
No, I've been struggling with traction a little bit, but I think it's because of the heat maybe, because it's a bit hot. But otherwise, yeah, it's good.
And maybe the surface did
I also
change.
think so, yeah. Good maybe.
Because it looks like they did a surface treatment or something.
I thought there would be a bit more grip, but honestly there isn't that.
No, there is definitely more grip. Because we're going 1.8 seconds
yeah,
quicker. Maybe just where to find the grip. Also, I think they did part of the track, not all of it. Okay, well, good luck for race 2. Maybe let's hope you keep that lap record.
Yeah, well, let's now it's competition.
Someone else doesn't slip.
Definitely.
All right,
thank you.
Fun.
Cool.
So, Nick, how did the race go?
Wow. Okay, so it's been a bit of a weekend so far. Practice session, lap 2, big clunk. Gearbox gone, so everybody very, very kindly jumped in, and we've.
Well, he had tea, and then we went.
I did not have tea, Sean.
He had
I did not
tea.
have tea.
He went to Andre and had tea in his van while we working here.
Where did you find tea in my van? Tea's banned in my van.
And then they come out.
It was Potent's tea.
Ah, there we go.
But yeah, engine out, new gearbox in, get everything ready, miss qualifying, start at the back of the grid, race 1, have an epic battle with Barry and with Andre. Just nose to tail the whole time, so fantastic, really can't complain. I think I was 5th or 6th, I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. We had an incredible battle. Andre tried to throw a GoPro at me, but it's all fine.
In all fairness, my car tried to throw a GoPro.
I don't know. Andre seems to think it's the way out wacky races here. So, but no, it was awesome racing. Looking forward to the next one. This wind is a bit of a bugger. I'm not a fan of the wind, but we'll see how we go.
All right, fine.
Into race 2 we go now, and hostilities can once again resume. The grid looking very much like it did at the end of race 1. 8 laps of frantic action coming up here at RedStar Raceway, just outside Delmas. The temperature is absolutely soaring at this stage. Fairly late in the afternoon, quite a bit of wind. It's been a very gusty, blustery day here out at RedStar. Everybody lined up on the grid. This is where the adrenaline really kicks in. All the anticipation, all the preparation. This is what comes down to at the end of the day. Watching those signboards as they come out. Quickly they go and come and pass, and then we're watching the lights, looking for a good start, and we're off. B-Class looks like it gets away pretty well. Class L as well, and already we can see, guys, 3 abreast going into turn 1. That is brave, straight off the line. We're on board now with Jean de Toy, watching what the start looks like from his perspective. Immediately straight past Andre Duplessis, drawing alongside Nick Hodgson and pressuring Sean ahead, but Nick does have the inside line, so he will likely keep that position. Nick sliding up the inside of Sean. Typically that's not where you want to be, but on the start does get a good traction out of turn 1 and looking to pressurize Davide ahead. End of lap 1, I should say, and we go now on board once again with Jean de Toy as we see Andre Duplessis sliding around the outside of turn 1. That is bravery personified right there. Incredible move from Andre, but of course with a move like that is going to give Jean de Toy a better exit onto the main straight, and will be able to utilize that all-important slipstream to once again draw alongside Andre Duplessis, looking to go around the outside through the sweep, but unfortunately unable to just make that move stick. Andre keeping nice and tight on the inside line, defending that position expertly, showing why he is a multiple champion in Class L. On board now with Davide Favreau, and looking ahead at a clump of cars. We've got Andy and Wes and Miles and even Nick Hodgson in the background, looking to see if we can make a move here. But what we're about to see, I believe, is what happens when you get a concertina effect in Class L. We can see on board from Nick now, just getting slightly out of position, but there it is. Oh, and Davide makes contact on board. Replay now, we can see just the front right wheel making contact with the left rear of Andy, and turning into a little bit of an episode of Top Gun here. And unfortunately that would be Davide's race done and dusted. Nick now battling in the aftermath of that with Sean Hepburn, and you can see bits and pieces of car flying off there as well. And as we go across the start-finish line now, things have definitely been shaken up from that incident there with Davide. And unfortunately, we're now going to see there's a bit of oil on track. You'll see the dust flying up as all the cars desperately try and make that corner. However, as you can see, many cars coming off the track, coming a cropper of that oil, and there's just absolute carnage. Cars spinning out. The flags were just not there at that time. On board with Jean de Toy, you can see exactly what a traditional line would have done. Oh, even Jean getting caught out with a narrow line, showing some WRC skills here to get back past Nick Hodgson on the cross. You can see Miles down on going around the outside there, back on board with Nick as he recovers with Andre Duplessis all over the back of him and Jean de Toy behind that. So we got a three-way battle here now. The grid really shaken up. Who knows where everybody is at this stage? The drivers certainly do not. They are just absolutely fighting for their positions tooth and nail here, because there is points available for pretty much every position on the grid. We can finally see the flag is out, the oil flag is out, but even so, guys are getting caught out. Davide's stricken car there, catapulting Nick and looks to be Barry there. Oh, Barry getting very, very sideways. They're on board with Jean de Toy, of course, looking to make an opportunistic move. Miles Downard a little bit further ahead, but as the dust settles, it is Andy Fulton who comes across to win the race. Fantastic result for Andy, followed by Nick Hodgson and Miles Downard making up our top 3. Right. Okay, so Andy, Nick, race 2, my friend, RedStar. How'd it go?
Fantastic, fantastic. I was a little bit disappointed because obviously because of the lap times in the first race, I only started 4th.
Yeah.
Only it's not the end of the world, but it was 4th. And I got up to 3rd on the first corner. And then the top 3 were having a really good dice. Unfortunately held back a little bit with a Class B car. And then we had an unfortunate incident where Davide was lying 4th and he rear-ended me, and I lost first place and second place. They went off in the oil and I managed to get into first place, and I managed to hold that to the end.
Fantastic, that's an awesome result. So overall first for the day, I believe.
I'm hoping a first. I'll be quite happy with the first. That would be great.
That'd be incredible. Andy, so the second half of your season now has come on in leaps and bounds. Like, you've gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, I don't want to say it, but I am. I'm feeling confident. The car's good, so yeah, I must just keep it together and we must just have fun. And how did you do, Nick?
Apparently I ended up second, so as you know, race 2 was chaotic.
Yeah.
Oaks were dicing and there were
Lots
places
of fun and
being
games.
stopped everywhere. But I managed to get a half decent quali position and then stuck with the pack and took some opportunities when I saw it.
Well done. After your disappointment this morning, you weren't able to qualify, so you started from the back. From your first race, you moved up to 5th position and you got a second now, so well done.
Thank you, Andy.
Congratulations. Thanks, lead racing.
Let's get a better thing to say, like cut.
Take 2.
Are we live? So Davide, a bit of an incident, full race there. What happened?
It was unfortunate. What happened was we were entangled with some slower people, and change of direction happened rather quickly, and I had nowhere to go besides over Andy, unfortunately. Yeah.
So you went massively airborne, right?
Yes. It was the highest I've ever been. Landed pretty hard and cracked my thumb, broke my wishbone, bent a few other things, but it's all fixable.
And dropped a bunch of oil.
Yeah, my car did. I didn't do it.
Oh, well, fair enough. Yeah, so that caused a bit of chaos because everyone then spun and locked up and went through the oil.
That is true, but at the same time, I've got to be honest, the marshals were like 2 laps behind. No one was giving a warning to it, which surprised me.
Then enough change of surface flags.
Yeah, so it surprised me, and only 3 laps later did they decide to pull it out. So I couldn't run on the track and tell people to slow down.
Why not? So John, how was that second race?
Yeah, not bad. I was keeping up with the pack, and then David went into the back of Andy, which caused a massive oil puddle in the middle of the road. My car is full of oil front to back, but that actually upset the whole race for everybody. So a lot of people went off there multiple times in that spot. In my opinion, they should have red flagged the race, but it played into my hand. I think in race 2 I got a 4th overall with a 5th overall for the day. So I'm chuffed with it, but it was hard work. After the race I was really physically tired. I mean, I really sat in the car for a minute or 2 just to take my breath. It was windy out there. It was hard work today, but it paid off and it was a good weekend.
Fred was kind enough to let me give out the trophies, and he was kind enough not to say it because it's the only time I get near these damn things anymore. Overall for the day we got Wesley.
Yeah, go John, go John.
Second place, Miles.
Getting it back.
Oh, we'll get the podium. You're going to picture ahead. You're going to work longer than that. And in first place,